Audacity.
Blah, blah, blah.
Audacity.
Audacity. There we go. Mama me Momo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, we got some 3D Mike Phillips there.
Put your glasses on.
It's coming out of my screen, man.
It was freakishly long.
Yeah.
E.T.'s got nothing on you.
Mine doesn't grow. Except under the most extraordinary of circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do it, though.
Is that a Fitbit on your arm?
Tis.
Is
Watch this.
that a charge?
Whoa.
Ooh.
No, it's the old one, the Flex.
The Flex.
Yep.
I see. Excellent.
I'm going to start recording.
Do it. I already did.
Oh, shit. I'm going to do that,
Yeah.
too.
I did. I did. I did.
I, too, have done that thing
Okay.
that you previously described.
That means that we can do a clap together, like Voltron, like all the Power Rangers.
Dibs on the cod piece.
There's enough cod pieces to go around.
CJ,
How can that be?
if I do a polite golf clap, will that still work for you?
No,
Because
It
I
has
do
to
not
be- It has to be strong.
I do not wish to be crude.
Yeah. Well, but you must.
Oh.
You must. All right. 3, 2, 1. That was damn near perfect.
Just like us.
Yeah,
Damn near.
Do you remember Two Crude Dudes, by the way?
I do.
Of course.
With Tudes?
When is that going to be in Generation 16?
Not for quite a while.
When
Yeah.
are you going to get to Dashin' Desperados?
Even longer.
When are you going to get to Balloon Boy? Funny
When
World
are you
and
going
Blue
to
Boy.
get AIDS?
Hello
Actually-
and welcome to episode 436 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, March 17th, 2015. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me as always is the unbreakable Philly Theobald.
What?
Hello.
It's a Netflix
Not-
joke.
Not all of us have Netflix, buddy.
Too bad for you.
Too bad you don't have Netflix because you could have been disappointed with the third season of House of Cards just like I was.
Oh, no.
No,
Don't
I
tell
have-
me that.
I have Netflix, so
No
I
good.
was horrendously disappointed by the fourth season of Arrested Development.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I know.
And joining us from Canada is a guy who enjoys many games on his Game Boy 3DS XL, Mr. Greg Seward.
Not anymore.
What?
I've got Outrun now. I don't need anything else.
You don't need many games, you need just one game.
Yeah.
There you go.
How about that Outrun 3D, Greg? Right?
We'll talk about it in a
No!
few minutes.
Yeah.
From the great state of Utah, joining us today, a man who's never been seen in the same room with Vladimir Putin, Mr. Mike Phillips.
Hello. That goes for
pretty
my
good.
rock-hard abs and my Croatian nipples as well.
You've never been seen wrestling a bear.
Mm-mm.
No.
Never.
Okay.
All right.
How's everybody doing?
I don't understand the intros, and I
This
kind
is-
of... Well, never mind.
This is the
Yeah.
first we've all been together in some time, right?
Yeah, it's not nearly as exciting as I was hoping it would be.
And with
It's
that,
It's not great.
I am.
I miss Rich Grisham.
I'm sad to announce I have to get going pretty soon here, actually. So
God, I mean, that's too bad.
sorry.
I was expecting when my email dinged at 1 minute to 8 that
Yeah.
it would be an email, sorry I can't make it.
If you were watching, I don't know if we were live at that point, but I didn't even bother reading the email. I just assumed that's what it said.
Yeah. Well, thankfully it didn't. It didn't say that.
I like how I sent an email saying, "Hey, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late," and CJ still thought it necessary to put out a snarky, passive-aggressive tweet about, "No, well, Phil's probably going to be late,"
Well, why wouldn't I do that?
even though I clearly said,
you know how you stop me from doing that, Phil. You know,
No, but Phil, send the
show up
email
on
before
time.
you're late. Send the email before you're late, and then that way, if you send it after you're late, it kind of defeats the purpose.
That's
But
true.
as CJ himself said, I sent it a minute before 8.
I don't think that's true.
So
That's when it arrived.
Yeah, but do you
That
have any idea how long it takes an email to travel down a 75-foot Ethernet cable?
It's true.
Months.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I had a bunch of emails lined up ready to go, and it turns out Dana was in the living room pinching the Ethernet cable, so none of them were going through. So once she let go, like, a dozen emails just shot right into my internet.
Penis.
It turns out I had the
Doesn't make
cable
any
hooked
sense.
up really wrong. Yeah. But at the same time, kind of right.
I don't know. I
Kinda
feel
right.
like that connector would hurt going in and out.
You'd be surprised.
Definitely coming out.
Yeah, it's kind of moving against the grain at that point.
You'd be surprised.
Hey, so Mike Phillips,
Sir,
how do you feel about Uncharted being delayed to spring 2016?
I am surprised you even have to ask. I wept a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. And I looked at my PlayStation 4 and I thought, I don't even know why I have you until
Why do I
2016.
need you now?
what am I doing with this piece of hardware hooked up to my television?
Yeah.
What are those guys going to release this year?
Sony,
Games?
the Order
Yeah.
1886.
The Order? Gonna
All right.
re-release it as a Game of the Year edition in November.
Up-res it. Up-res that shit. What are they going to release this year? Anything?
A bunch of DLC for Little Big Planet 3 that nobody will buy.
Well, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Got some indie games I'm sure you'll like.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, that's bad news.
last holiday season they didn't have anything super huge. So
No. Is it actually a delay too? I don't recall them ever stating a release date. I think everybody just assumed it was 2015.
They did say that it was 2015 before.
Not that it matters, but that is a bummer.
No.
I'm very sad about that. That's sort of the one game I was looking forward to this year. So, shit.
What are we going to do with this podcast until then?
I don't know. What am I going to do with the PlayStation 4? Does anyone want to buy a PlayStation 4?
No, because
That's what I'm
Uncharted
saying.
doesn't come until next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
There will be another Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Right? That'll be something.
Or 3.
Or there will be 3 of them. Yeah, because we have to get the remastered version of the Rogue thing that came out.
Heard
Right.
that wasn't so good.
I heard the one that was on last gen consoles. Was also good.
That was Rogue, right?
That's right.
I totally
but
skipped
hey,
all Assassin's Creeds this past go-round. And
You
I feel
did
better
that.
for it.
All right then.
Yeah.
Well, you're not using your PS4. Maybe you can use that Xbox One, which has some games on it, like Halo 5
I'm
And,
not going to use it for that.
Quantum Break. Apparently, they're filming Quantum Break in Atlanta. I want to find out where that's happening and get in on that.
So what makes us think that will come out anytime soon?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that...
Nothing.
Although I'm really excited
Yeah.
for that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am too. I just don't. Until they are on store shelves, I don't believe that it's coming out anytime soon. I'm gonna wait until GameStop tells me it's out. They're the only company I trust anymore.
Well, Microsoft has a new bundle with the Xbox One. It comes with Master Chief Collection. You can get that.
All right.
That's a
Does it
whole
work?
lot. It's a whole lot of
Newly
game.
patched, right? I
Yeah,
understand
they apparently
patched that
fixed
again.
it. They fixed it.
So it
Apparently.
works. You can play it and stuff.
Yeah, apparently.
That's convenient.
Oh, maybe it's
That's
just
one of my favorite features in any video game. Bullet point: ability to play.
Now, you know what, though? You joke, but didn't GamePro used to have a playability rating?
That's a good point. Maybe that
That's
is what
true.
they meant.
So,
That's a good. Good
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They do at least seem to have games coming out this fall. So,
Like, what are you looking forward to there?
I don't know. Well, maybe not even this fall, but that Ori and the Blind Forest, that's going to come out, and that looks
That
pretty
came
doggone
out?
good.
That came out last week.
Well, see, there you go. I've really been playing the hell out of that game.
That is
that
one thing
came out
though
last week.
I find strange about Xbox One is that they don't seem to like pre-announce the release dates for some of these games, so things just show up and
They Saturn the shit out of them.
it's like, oh, I was really looking forward to this game that, you know, at GDC you showed off with no release date. Oh, wait, it comes out this next week? What? So,
Hey, Mike.
Sir.
Mike, have you been playing that Ori?
The game that I didn't think was out yet? Yes, I finished
Yeah.
it.
How you liking it?
I got all the achievements.
Good, good.
Yep. Spoiler,
No,
the forest isn't really blind.
What?
I know.
Whoa.
Turns out it just had its eyes
Spoiler
closed.
alert.
Yep.
Is that that's on Steam, right? Is that on
I
Steam?
don't think so. I think that is an Xbone exclusive.
Or a...
I'm not so sure about that.
Nope. There it is. There it is. It's on the Steams.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's on the Steam. So okay, I should
Yeah.
I should wants to play. You know what? Add to my wish list. Just
Time to
damn
wait
it.
for the sale.
Time to wait for that Steam sale.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So PS4, we're getting a
Yeah.
system update soon to finally add suspend resume.
Oh,
Thank
Good.
God.
The feature announced way back.
That'll make up for the delay of Uncharted 4.
I will be happy to have that feature, I must say.
Drive Club PS Plus.
I must say.
Right? Let's film that out.
little SCTV reference there.
There
Oh
you go.
boy,
Oh, good.
Somebody's
It's
mad.
here.
Finn's upset about something.
Well, you know what? You
Finn's
could
all
you could get him some gear from the PlayStation Gear Store. Maybe that'll make him happy.
Is this a segue?
It's a segue.
That's
Not
one of the
a-
pieces of gear you can get. Is
I was gonna
a
say, yeah.
PlayStation-themed Segway.
Segway.
You guys see that at that store? And the sort of the meme that came from that, the depressed Uncharted guy.
Yeah, the meme was pretty good.
I completely missed this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, they opened a PlayStation Gear Store, which is mostly the stuff from the Naughty Dog store that they had opened before. But you
Yeah.
have some stuff from that, right, Phil?
I got Ellie's shirt.
There you go.
Yes.
So they have that. They have some stuff from Infamous and Killzone. Everybody wants to wear the Killzone apparel on themselves.
Do they have a Parappa hat?
Made
I'm
from the
looking-
tears of...
No, they don't.
At the Killzone Shadowfall T-shirt, and the way it works is it puts an eye over each nipple, which
Like you
seems like an unfortunate design.
Seems like an
Yeah.
amazing design.
That's right.
Let's see
I
here.
don't think I would be wearing that shirt.
They have
No.
they have Powers merchandise.
My God,
Everybody
so nice.
wants to wear Powers merchandise. let me
Well,
tell you.
I'll tell you this. I enjoyed. I haven't read it in forevers, but I really dug the Powers comic book. But I've been hearing not great things about the show.
That's what I've been hearing as well.
So,
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
There's an exclusive series on
Yeah.
PlayStation.
You remember that show Heroes?
What? Really?
Greg?
There is?
Remember that? Remember
Yeah.
that Heroes show?
Yeah.
Well, this is like that. Only it's on PlayStation.
Is this not available in Canada or something?
Ooh,
I
I
don't
hope
know.
not.
I don't know. Yeah.
If it's any consolation, you can still watch the films of Powers Booth. up
You know
there,
what? Yes.
Greg.
I was going to make that joke.
Why the
I
fuck
still
were you
miss
going
the
to make that joke?
I don't know. I
It's
still miss
terrible.
Chester.
Uh,
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
The show was fun.
I
The
see.
tester was awesome. I loved the tester.
It was.
I thought it was
like
so,
you couldn't look
so
away.
terrible.
It was such a train wreck.
Yeah.
It was
great.
entertaining.
Yep. Yeah, I would go for another season of that.
Absolutely.
I don't think they're going to make one, though.
And that
Probably
Gran
not
Turismo
the same.
series that they still run once in a while, that's good TV too.
Yeah?
But they don't do it anymore. It's too
What
bad.
about a new series of The Tester wherein Powers Booth is one of the contestants?
I am sold. I would watch that twice.
And his gamer tag is XX Philip Marlowe XX. Could we arrange it? Why am I making Powers Booth jokes?
I don't know, but
Okay.
you just keep doing it.
All right, then. So did you guys hear about this? This Game Freak?
I sure did.
Game Freak / Sega collaboration. Game Freak, of course, the
Collaboration.
studio that
Oh, no.
releases Pokemon games, and Harmonite on the 3DS. They are doing a game called Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Wow.
Really?
You see the trailer on this? Actually, it looks
No.
pretty cool. It's like
Yeah.
a 2D side-scrolling action game where you are a badass elephant smashing stuff
Did
all
one
up.
of you just send me a message about this? Because suddenly on my screen it popped up.
No,
No?
I did not.
Freaky. Because I literally just got an email about the badass elephant game.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
They should just do a sequel to Pulse Man.
Yeah,
that would not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
It's an
This
expensive game.
this Tembo game though not coming out on Nintendo platforms.
Yeah, screw that.
No Wii U.
Old rivalries die hard.
Yeah. And apparently the reason, or at least in an interview, the designer said the reason was he mocked up the like title screen bar, or like the cell card bar at the bottom, and had all the systems down there, and Wii U didn't fit in there.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many decisions are made in the game industry based on things like that. We could port the PS4, but it's gonna fuck up our ads. So
It's gonna look bad.
The
Yeah.
ad agency talked him out of it. I think this is a really bad idea.
like
It really fucks with the
logo just
gestalt of the
messes-
ad.
this logo just messes with the feng shui of the screen.
That's right. Yeah. So there you
That's
go.
brilliant. I love that.
It's pretty fantastic.
I want this game even more now.
Yeah, really. I just sold another copy.
There you go. You have something to play on your PS4 now.
I guess so.
Boom. Done.
Hmm.
Speaking of Nintendo,
Yeah.
did you know that
Yes.
Majora's Mask was
Turns
the
out the
top-selling game?
bushes and the clouds are the same sprite.
What?
Is that seriously what
Yes.
we're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. No, Majora's Mask was the
3D.
top-selling game in February.
That is pretty wild.
Like, out of every game?
In the whole world.
Every
Wow.
game, all the games.
Crazy.
It sold more than the Order 1886. Who could have thunk it?
Way more. Wasn't the order like barely in the
Order was
top
like-
10?
Yeah.
Man.
Way down there. Yeah.
Oof.
So there you go. A
That's pretty
3DS
brutal.
game being the top selling, and the 3DS was the best selling hardware of the month, beating the PS4, Xbox One, everything.
That's not too surprising.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
know, with
good.
with the whole hardware refresh and everything.
Yeah. There you go.
Word.
So I was at GDC last week, and we did a show.
Did you
that,
meet any of our listeners there?
Let's list them off name by name.
Let's hear them.
God damn it.
Let's do that. Yeah. No. I wanted to run this by you because there were two sessions run by YouTubers, popular YouTube streamers,
PewDiePie.
titled "How YouTubers and Twitch Streamers Can Help Sell Your Games" and everything you need to know about YouTubers, but we're afraid to ask.
That first one seems kind of shady.
I would like
Yeah.
it better if it was how YouTubers can fuck traditional games media in the bone hole, which may be the implication anyway.
I think it is the
Yeah.
implication anyway. I thought it was interesting just because, you know, you don't see traditional print journalists doing a panel at GDC like how.
But to be fair, there's only about 5 of those left anyway.
True.
Yeah.
True,
Don't
but
have
even
time
back
to
in
do
the
a panel.
day, you didn't see that. How we can help market your game.
That's true. I mean, back in the day, we hid it a lot better than that. I mean, it was unspoken.
better.
You didn't talk about it at parties.
That's right.
At the parties that were being paid for by the publishers.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I went to one of the sessions, and it was interesting.
Who was there? Who was moderating it? Who was
The,
on the panel?
The moderator was Alex Bear Larrabee, not related to Kevin Larrabee.
Are you
'cause
sure?
I need Kevin to kick his ass.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but
Yeah, who would win in a fight? Which Larrabee
Kevin.
would win in a fight? Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Did you get to see the pecs at all?
no.
Mm.
Sorry to say, but I think I could judge.
I think it's inconclusive. I think until you see the pecs, it's inconclusive.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting. Like he had slides about how you should format your email and your code. Like
GDC talk?
what?
This was a GDC talk?
This was a GDC talk. Yeah,
Like, like how? Like, basically, just like this is how you email companies to get free games.
No.
No, this was how
the
they
other way.
email you
Other way around.
to send
Oh,
free
okay.
games.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
how you can get YouTubers to talk
Oh.
about your
How
games.
to properly kiss
Okay.
our ass.
Hi, my name
Exactly.
is Ubisoft. It would behoove us if you would please to be talking about our game like that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah. hmm
Okay.
I like your YouTube channel. Your video game themed T-shirts are really funny. LOL.
I
Want
am
the
writing
game?
to you because we make video games.
Dear
When you
PewDiePie,
hold up
do you
that
think-
companion cube, people really enjoy your streaming. Yeah.
Hi, JonTron. You don't know me, but I work for Ubisoft. I would think it would be great if you and your friends would talk about our games on your YouTube.
On your
Yeah.
YouTubes.
I actually
If you
thought
agree, please write back. Check this
very
box.
very interesting from two positions. I mean, it really speaks to the power of YouTube and Twitch streamers that talks like this can even get approved by the GDC board as something people might be interested in. I mean, I can
unbelievable.
definitely see it, but it's also the power transfer from
Yeah.
traditional media
Completely.
to
Yeah.
people who stream out of their basements, and it's just amazing to see
Now-
happen.
Let me ask you this, CJ.
Yeah.
Is a part of you, even a small part of you, jealous that
The best
20
part is
years
that-
ago
Yeah.
you were not asked to do a zine panel at GDC? Yeah.
Here's how you should pitch EGM if you want a news story about your product or service.
Now, to be fair, we know the answer to that is to take you over to Tokyo and hire some geishas.
Yeah.
That's
True.
what I
of course.
what I learned during my early days at EGM.
That's right. That's right.
My
Sam
friend Steve,
Radical-
a character designer here at Ubisoft, and I agree. You look just like Watchdog from the hit game Watch Dogs.
is the part where
Anyway.
How did Ubisoft get roped into this conversation?
Really? Really?
But the other thing about this talk that I went to was that it was packed. It was
Well,
full.
of course.
So, clearly there's something behind it. Yeah.
I just
I don't-
don't understand how there needs to be a strategy around this.
Yeah.
Which of these people
Yeah.
are not going to cover the free game you send them? This is
Well,
akin
and
to
also-
like giving
also-
women sex advice. All you do is show up. That's it. That's all you got to do.
What in the hell are we even talking about?
I don't know.
It seemed like some of the advice was rather common sense, like, don't
Send
make your
free games?
email sound like a form letter.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right,
Good to
because if
know.
you make it sound like a form letter, they'll say, "Fuck you, I don't want your free game."
Yeah. Well,
Get
and
bent.
they say, of course, that the risk is that the YouTuber streamer will not like your game, Therefore, you want to be sure to send it to the right people.
I see.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Oh, so
Goodness.
it was a
It was how to get positive
learning
coverage.
which of them were dishonest enough to like everything to send.
Dear
Stay away
Game
from-
Grumps, we think
stay
you
away
are
from
very
the
funny.
honest
Do you
ones.
like our games? Because if you like our games, we'll send you our games so you can talk about them. You guys are really funny. Like our games.
If you like our
Yeah.
game, it is worth 4 free blowjobs.
The world is run on a series of blowjobs.
There you go. There it is.
Well, I expect it will be a really good blowjob then. All right.
I like how CJ's #1 news topics is the Apple Watch.
Yeah, really.
What? I
Who
didn't put that on
cares?
here.
That's on our outline.
Yeah.
That's the very top one. Apple Watch !
Just
Oh,
tell me
well.
you're getting the
Boss is
$10,000
not White
one.
Tiger.
That's all
Well,
I wanna
since you
know.
brought it up, Phil, allow me to. No, yeah, Apple Watch. That got
Whatever.
announced.
Seriously
And
though, for the
shown
price
again.
of an Apple Watch, couldn't you go buy a really nice watch?
You could certainly buy one
That's
that doesn't
true.
look like shit.
Like a
No.
nice
Oh. Wow.
that
Telling
won't be that won't be obsolete in 8 months.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Haters gonna
You're
hate.
buying one, right? Haters
Of
gonna
course.
hate.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
great.
just got Taylor Swift.
Whatever, Taylor Swift.
That's all right. That's right.
Shake it off, CJ.
I
I'm
will.
gonna let you finish.
I'll shake it off.
Man.
And then I'll get some steps credit on my Apple Watch.
Real quick, CJ. Real quick.
Yeah.
What purpose are you actually looking forward to the
So
Apple
he'll reach
Watch?
all the way into his pocket to check his phone now.
That's exactly right.
No, seriously
It's
though.
like- it's
Seriously
like
though.
Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
No snark, nothing like that. I want to know what actual reason do you have to want an Apple Watch? Because I will be honest, I do not understand the appeal even slightly.
Not even
Yeah.
a little bit.
So explain it to me.
I like the idea
You
of
were a
getting.
child.
By the way, this is totally played out in my favor. I did put the Apple Watch on the outline, and now we're talking about it. So I didn't even
Yeah.
have to bring it up.
Good
Ha.
job. No, but
You've
explain
fallen
it to
into
me.
my trap.
Because it seems to be just an overpriced status thing.
It's an
Yeah.
Apple device. What do you?
I am looking
Touche.
forward to having notifications arrive on my wrist so I can quickly
Oh,
glance
God.
at them and
No.
dismiss them.
No.
And what?
Notifications for what?
Notifications for
What's happening on the phone that's in his pocket?
I mean, but I
text messages, next meetings, important emails, things like that.
Important emails.
Yeah.
So you
So,
just
like
want
from Ubisoft asking them to cover one of your games. Like, or,
On my stream.
dear first name here.
so you just
Exactly.
want
First name, last name.
You just want your wrist to tell you that you have an email as opposed to your pocket.
Your
That's
wrist
right.
to tell you there's something in your pocket.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Your wrist
what
tells you to
be
check your
so
pockets.
beyond that,
Beyond that, what?
what else is there any other reason you want this thing?
No, that's about it, really.
Okay,
I'll tell you
how mu-
what. Honestly,
How much is the
Yeah.
Apple phone
The Apple phone
or the Apple Watch? The Apple Watch.
starts at $349.
good lord,
Sure.
man.
Okay, so you are paying minimum, and we know you're not going to be paying the minimum, but
Well,
minimum you'll be paying $350
yes.
for your wrist to tell you to look in your pocket.
No,
I
for
have a
my wrist to tell me that whether I have to look in my pocket or not.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Oh my god.
All
okay.
right.
Can I
Does your wife know you're gonna buy one of these things?
Of course she does.
Okay.
I
Does she approve?
Yeah.
having
To be fair, I purchased an alarm clock that tells me whether or not I have a morning erection, so I don't have to reach down into my boxers. So I understand completely.
I'm sorry, but the
Okay.
last watch I needed to own was the one that was a calculator and a transformer.
yeah.
Way more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Did you
Yes.
Greg,
Mm-hmm.
did you see my Apple Watch Transformer mock-up?
No.
Oh man, I'll have to post that. I'll throw that back up on the Twitter. You can see that. I was pretty pleased.
All right. So I think that's it for news and topics.
We're done mocking CJ and his Apple Watch.
The Apple.
You're
You
done.
know what, CJ?
I'm sure this
Again-
will come up in a few weeks. Of course, when it comes out, you'll be mocking me again.
No.
Oh, God,
and,
yes.
And again, this is no snark, not any. But I will honestly say that after your explanation, I still don't see the actual purpose of it.
Okay. There you go. You don't have your phone in your pocket and it buzzes, and you don't want to have to take out the large iPhone 6 Plus that you have.
What?
Let's say you're in the
It's
car.
so heavy.
Nothing
in your
you just
pocket.
said makes any sense.
Well, first of all, if I'm in my car,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be looking at it anyway because I don't check my email or texts while I'm driving because
Well, of course. Yeah.
I'm not
You
an
shouldn't
idiot.
do that.
So,
Yeah.
and you know what? No, this motion as
Yeah.
opposed to this motion,
Seriously,
which
your hand's already
You know.
down there anyway.
yeah, I mean, it is. It's
But
just a
I can
matter
have
of-
my hand down there and be looking at the watch too, huh? Huh? Ah.
It's not
All
worth
right.
it. Now, if I could look
Thank
at
you for
pornographs,
telling me that it's not worth it.
if I could look at
I-
pornographs on the watch while my other hand is down there, then okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the value. But
All right.
the phone doesn't support that sort of thing, does it?
No.
I'm alright with
I-
it, CJ. I spend money on really stupid shit too.
See,
It's okay.
there you go. There
I'm
you go.
I'm not
That's
saying
what
I don't-
exactly.
I don't spend money.
I'm serious. Seriously though, my biggest thing about it is that if I'm going to spend that much money on a watch, I'd
Yeah.
rather just go buy a nice watch.
Why
Like a
would you
real
buy a
I
nice
absolutely-
watch?
Piece. Like,
Absolutely.
you know.
If I'm going to spend $600 or
$600?
$549 on a
There it
watch,
is. There it is. There it is.
You just admit that you're spending $600 on one of these things?
no.
And keep in mind, in about 9 months, he's gonna need a new one.
Mike, are you still okay with this?
You know, whatever you want to spend your money on. It
I'll
is
tell you what,
it is
though.
a solution
See?
in search of a
Thank
problem.
you.
That's the thing.
now
Thank
It
you.
is a
Now I
solution in search of
Yeah.
a problem.
Thank
now I
you
see
very
why
much.
you took Charlotte to see Cinderella, because it's the last movie she's ever going to.
CJ's Apple Watch though makes me feel a lot less guilty about the $150 Lego building I bought. You know?
I
Exactly.
wouldn't.
See, we all
wouldn't feel
spend
less
money
guilty about
on
that.
stupid crap.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, mine wasn't. You know,
How much was that Lego Star Destroyer?
Lego Star Destroyer. It was less money than you're going to be spending on that watch.
Was it more or less than the $349 starting price
It was
of the watch? Yeah.
was it-
See,
it was
there
it
you
was
go.
no, it was either $300 or $400, and
Jesus
and,
Christ! All right, Phil, you actually do need to shut the hell up at this point.
and in either case, it was that was a gift. That was a gift. So that
Sure
only
was. Sure
it
was.
what? No, it actually
All
was.
right. I believe you.
That was a
I
Christmas
believe
present.
you.
The
The Apple
gift,
Watch is
the actual
also going
gift
to be
would
a
have
gift.
been a careful and stern explanation of why you don't spend $300 on Lego. That would have been a gift.
Exactly. See?
Oh, embarrassed for
all
all of
right.
us.
This will be fun to listen to a few years from now. Let me tell you.
Yeah, when we're
When-
all destitute. When Phil's living on the street with his Super Star Destroyer Lego kit and nothing else.
I'll
Hey,
be
hey,
trying to pawn my Apple Watch.
Yeah.
it'll be a hell of a
It'll be
lot
worth
easier.
nothing.
It's going to be a hell of a lot easier for me to build a shelter out of my Lego Star Destroyer than it will be for CJ to make one out of his watch.
What do you
So-
mean?
So
CJ's
we'll
watch is
see
going to be
who's
worth.
laughing then.
CJ's watch is going to
We'll
be worth
see.
$50 in about 12 months. So.
Well, the
We'll
Apple
see.
Watch is, slightly water resistant, so I can hold it above my head there. And
Also, and keep
Perfect.
in mind, I don't know if you. In fact, I guarantee you do not follow the secondary market for Lego sets, but those shoot up pretty quickly. So
Okay,
that.
now I have to say double fuck you for suggesting that you're buying Lego as an investment.
Yeah, let's
Yes!
move on to what you've been playing, please.
All right, let's talk about
college.
what we have been playing.
Sure, gold, stocks, bonds, that shit's for chumps.
The markets.
Lego is where it's at if you
Gold?
want to secure
Gold?
your retirement.
Gold? The hell's gold? No one cares about gold.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's all about bricks.
Mike,
Exactly.
why don't you save us from this conversation and tell us
too
about
late.
what you have been playing?
Oh, well, that's hardly going to save us from any conversation. I've only been playing a couple of games. You guys talked a little bit about Ollie Ollie 2 last week,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I have been playing that, and it's really good, and I don't know why it exists. So
Right.
that's about it on
Because
that.
it's more the same?
That is the same game, at least to
Yeah.
the point where I've played it. I mean, it is the same. It looks different, but it's the same game.
Courses are different. Come on.
Yes, but
It's an expansion pack.
it's the same game.
Yeah.
It's still neat, and I like the way it looks on the PS4 now. I think that the art style in that they are going with is pretty groovy, and it's still a fun game. But like the second I saw the checklist of stuff that I had to do to pass off each course, I just thought, oh, okay, well, this is exactly the same thing as I already did, and it
Yeah.
kind of is. So I'll play it a little bit of a time at a time and keep going through it, but it's nothing to get particularly excited about, I don't think.
Hmm.
Sorry.
But it was
Music's
free on
kinda
PS
cool.
Plus.
But it was free. Yep.
Yeah.
For free, it's pretty doggone good. And also for free, I finally got to play Counter Spy, which is, I think, a more interesting game. Have you guys played Counter Spy?
I haven't played it yet.
I've-
I was talking to a friend of mine
it's-
last night about it. He really digs it a lot.
Yeah.
It's downloaded, so
You should play it. It's sort
Yeah.
of not too dissimilar from games like Shadow Complex or other Metroid clones, but it's really cool. It has a neat aesthetic and Cold War vibe to it that I actually like quite a bit, and it plays really well, just like some of the best
So,
of that genre.
I really like the art style, too.
so now the way it was described to me was that it plays a lot like something like Rolling Thunder.
A little bit.
Really?
So
Really?
what happens is when you end up in combat, you can take cover, and then it switches to something of a quasi first person. It's still third person. It's still over the character's shoulder, but it's no longer a 2D side view. It sort of switches to behind the perspective of your character, and you line up shots and shoot people that way. You can still shoot people in the 2D realm, but when you take cover, it switches perspective on you, which is pretty cool. So in that sense, like when you go to shoot, it's actually not like Rolling Thunder,
Okay.
which is interesting because that's what Rolling Thunder was, is ducking behind cover in 2D. And
Yeah,
shooting.
exactly. Yeah.
But it's not too dissimilar from Rolling Thunder. I just think it's more like games like Shadow Complex because you're going up and down ledges and in ducts and up and down elevators, and there's a little bit more exploration like a Metroid game than there was in Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder was you go left to right always. And I do like the art style. I wish that the art style of the game was the same as the art style of the cutscenes, but it's not. The art style of the cutscenes has this really cool, grainy, flat color, kind of CinemaScope 50s-ish era look to it, and then when it switches to the game, everything's rendered in 3D. It still looks really nice, and it still maintains a little bit of that vibe, but it's a little bit more polished and contemporary looking, which I think fights a little bit with the time period that they're working from. So I kind of wish that it looked like the cutscenes, basically. But
I'm gonna have to give it a shot. It sounds really cool.
you should. The music is really neat. It's really fun so far. I like it quite a bit. And again, for free, pretty tough to complain.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bought and downloaded Helldivers, but have not had a chance to play it yet. So, but I'm pretty excited.
Don't let your
It looks
controller
pretty
battery
good.
run out.
Why is that?
Wasn't that the game that had the bug that if your controller battery dies during gameplay, it erases your game?
Oh, that's
Oh.
good. If your
I think
controller
they
battery
probably
dies in the
fixed it.
game, you die.
Yeah.
That would be a cool bug.
Yeah.
I would like to
It's
see
called the
that happen.
Dreamscape bug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you guys should definitely play Counter Spy. It's good. But those are really, aside from stuff that we've already talked about to death, I still play a little bit of The Order at a time. I actually have not finished that game yet. I play a little bit
Really?
and then put it away because a little bit is a lot of that game. But I'm inching in on the end of it. But that's it. More stuff comes out, I think, in the next week or two that I'll probably jump on. But for now, that's all I got.
You're all over Final Fantasy Type 0 HD?
What is that?
I don't even know. All I know is I pre-ordered it.
Okay. The Resident Evil game looks interesting to me for reasons that I can't quite explain as well. So,
Revelations or the
yes.
HD remaster? Okay.
No, the Revelations. The little $5 episodic nonsense
Mm.
No.
sort of appeals to me in a way. You know, in the way that I'm willing to spend $5 on something, and if it blows, I can just come on the podcast and say, it blows. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Yep.
That's dedication.
Truly. Hey, Phil,
What?
why don't you tell us a little bit about the games you've been spending your discretionary income on?
Because I don't wanna.
Oh.
Unless you really want me to.
Do it.
Okay! Let's see. Played a little Ollie Ollie 2. Mike already talked about it. Hey, Mike!
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I bought Pure Pool.
Oh, that's a good move.
Yeah. Based on your recommendation, it was on sale on the PlayStation 4
Yep.
for like $6 or $7, something like that. So I picked it up.
Can't go wrong.
I suck at it. Like not
Like real
good at
pool.
all.
How are you at actual pool? Any good?
Not great.
Okay.
Not great. You know,
I mean, it does really help you line up the shots and see where the ball is going to go when you hit it. So
Yeah.
it holds your hand a little bit.
It does, but boy, do I suck. You can only hold a hand so much when you don't have much of a hand to begin with.
I suppose so.
So,
but how
but
shiny
boy-
are those balls?
boy, well, comparatively, about the same.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful little game.
Yeah.
And
It's
it is fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm not necessarily doing great, but I am having fun with it. So
Yeah, for $6 or $7, I still play that game a lot. I've certainly gotten way more than my money's worth out of that thing.
yeah, I'm just scared to go online and play against other people.
I haven't
because
even done that. I just play against the computer opponents, and they actually get pretty damn tough. So it's not like you'll be lacking for competition if you just play the CPU.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, Phil.
What?
Hey, Phil.
What? Hey, yeah.
Did you see that I tipped you some stars?
No, I
Right.
didn't actually.
I
I gotta.
I played your level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy it?
Thanks for making it easy.
Yeah, it's very well. Like I said, that was my. I'm just gonna mess around and test it out and see how it works.
Yeah.
You enjoying? You enjoying tipping stars?
It's pretty good. I'm kind of terrible at that game, but
Really?
yeah.
Did you ever play like the Lemmings
No,
games?
I'm not a
or anything
Lemming. I'm not a Lemmings player, so that's probably why.
What about Lomax the Lemming?
No,
Oh,
I've
here we
never
go.
played Lomax.
Now there's this game. It's a bit shite. It's called
a bit
Lomax the
shite.
Lemming.
Yeah.
Now let's get back to Professional Underground League of Pain.
YouTubers. That guy's the Mark Day is big on YouTube. Don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's like a YouTube comic,
Don't we
right?
talk about this
Yeah.
like every dozen episodes?
we do.
Yeah.
It's about every 2 or 3 dozen episodes, but one's just the.
It feels like a lot more frequent than that.
You feel like
That's
a
what
lot
she
more
said.
frequently than that. Hey, speaking
Yeah?
of games on sale, there were some games on sale on the 3DS this past week, and I picked up the Phoenix Wright trilogy for 3DS. It's the first 3 Phoenix Wright games.
Don't you already own those?
I do not.
You don't. Wow. All right.
Sorry. I think I reviewed 1 or 2 of them back in the day and played them that way, and then didn't feel the need to pick them up.
Okay.
But Yeah, they had like all 3 games. It was like, $15 maybe, something like that. So
It's a good deal.
I picked them up, and yeah, they're all they're remastered to have the little 3D effects and stuff like that. So they're fun little adventure games. So I'm pleased with that.
It's a good purchase.
And it wasn't the only purchase I made on my 3DS this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I picked up the folks over at. Turns out Sega still puts out a game every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And
I hear they've got one called Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Yep.
Yes, they do. Did not pick up that one though. I did, however, pick up my by far most anticipated of the Sega 3D Classics games. That, of course, being Green Dog the Beach Surfer Dude 3D.
Hell
And
yeah.
3 glorious D's. Outrun 3D came out this past week.
It did.
Outrun 3D.
Thank God.
And holy poop.
The wait has been too long.
You know what game
That's
is fantastic?
Hmm.
You know what game I love?
What's
Outrun?
Outrun. I love Outrun.
Yeah.
I've always loved Outrun.
So what is this the arcade game?
Yes.
Is that what we're dealing with? Okay.
Yes.
It's
With any enhancements beyond the 3D or
tons of enhancements. It's the M2 ports for these 3D classics have been
they do.
spectacular across the board.
Yes, indeed.
But I mean, is it an upgrade to the point of like,
Well,
say the PSP version of Outrun
Okay,
or
so-
something like that?
so okay,
No,
it's
no.
it's the arcade version, but then there's a new mode which remixes the order of the stages as far as I can tell. But then you've got all the M2 sort of bells and whistles. You can change the screen size, like you can have the original 4:3 ratio, or you can do widescreen, and widescreen doesn't stretch the image; it actually just renders the sides further out,
Yep.
which is nice. Or you can also, of course, put borders around it that are based on the actual cabinets, because there were 4 different Outrun cabinets.
Yeah.
So you have the 4 different borders, and kind of if you're in one of the cabinets that tilts, it actually will tilt the screen when you turn. And you can see, I think it's an afterburner machine off in the distance and everything. But the other kind of interesting option is you have an environment sound effects option, which replicates the clicking and whirring sounds of the cabinet as it moves around.
Weird.
So
Awesome.
Yeah.
but that's what these 3D classics have been like. And
Yeah.
the thing that I really like about it is that as you complete the different routes, you unlock 4 different power-ups that you can turn on and off in real time by just tapping buttons on the bottom screen. One is super sticky tires, so you don't slide as much in the turns. One is a faster speed. One makes it less of a penalty when you hit other vehicles, and one makes it so that you don't slow down when you go off the road. And you can turn them on and off at will while you're playing. And the kind of neat thing is that it actually changes the color of your car. That's how you can tell what you've got turned on and off. So they mix and match the different colors. But I've just been playing it like nonstop since it came out.
It's
So the other thing, the 3D effect in that game is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Really, really great.
Yeah.
Those super scalar games benefit quite a bit from
Yeah.
the 3D.
I was a little bit worried because I don't know if you played the Hang On 3D, but the 3D effect in that, there was a bit of an issue where all of the bikes that would appear right at the top level no matter where they were on the screen. So even if it was way off in the distance, it was as close to you as your bike was.
Oh,
3D effect. It was really
no
jarring.
good.
But this game doesn't have that problem at all.
no.
Everything is in the right spot. So, yeah, and it's
got magical sound
of
shower.
course it's got one of the greatest soundtracks ever.
You got to have
Massive
magical
Breeze,
sound shower.
Magical Sound Shower.
That's right.
Yeah. And a couple of extra tracks in there as well. So it's
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that version to come out for so long. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah.
And of course, like I say, it's really well done.
It is. It's and what was it? $6? $7?
$6.
$6.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
I'm gonna have to do that.
You
Where
should.
does it,
I love
where does it
Outrun.
stack up amongst the other 3D classics that have come out? Where would you put this?
Best one?
Really good, but I mean, yeah, it all depends on what kind of games you like. But I mean, Outrun's one of my
Yeah.
favorite games ever, so it's
I
like
like
right at the
games
top
with
for me.
Ferraris.
Well, this is the game for you.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Good.
And yeah, sorry. So that's the other thing too. Is it's got tons of options like giving you way more extra time. You can race with no traffic if you want. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that because that's kind of the fun of the game. But you can deal with the traffic. Like you can the density of the traffic. You can adjust that a little bit. So there's a. It's very, like I said, these M2 ports have always been like that. They just give you like tons of options. Like the Echo one, I think they make it so that you don't have to worry about your air and that sort of thing. Like. With Streets of Rage, they had one-hit kills you could turn on. So, yeah, they're all great. They're all worth it.
Yeah.
Even without a game genie, one-hit kills.
Without
Nice.
a game genie. That's right.
Cool. Well, do we
Yeah.
want to go into what Greg has been playing since we kind of transitioned there with Outrun?
Well, that was kind of why I left it for last.
There you go.
Man,
smart,
you are
bro.
such a podcast pro.
I've been doing this for a while now.
God
Pretty
dang.
smart, sis.
Actually, it's pretty.
Pretty sneaky.
Sneaky.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
saying
okay.
smart.
Yeah. The
Uh-huh.
Canadian version of the commercial
Yeah.
had smart.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I actually didn't. Is that
You don't watch a lot of
because
Canadian television? Or?
being sneaky is an American trait?
Yeah, we're not sneaky. We're transparent people.
Pretty straightforward, sis.
Yep. Pretty honest, sis.
Ah,
The other game that I started playing this week was Shadowrun Returns.
Aha.
Just decided I wanted to
Ah.
play a Steam game, and that's been
Cool.
sitting there for a while. And yeah, I'm a big Shadowrun fan from back in the day.
I liked it.
You played through it, did you?
Yes. Well, I think there's another episode now. I only played through the
There is
first
now.
one.
Yeah, I've only got the first episode as well. It seems the only thing that it's weird. I actually like this because I don't want to spend 80 hours on this game, but it kind of like doesn't feel as open as I'd want it to be. It's
Yeah,
very-
you're kind of taking down missions in sequence, basically, and it tells you what to do
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some sort of cool stuff, like when you have different ways to tackle a lot of situations. Like I've only played for about an hour and a half, so I've only just gotten to like investigating a murder scene, and it's kind of cool that you got different ways that you can access these different areas. Like go buy the cop coffee and a donut,
Right.
and he'll let you onto the crime scene, or you can sort of try to bluff your way in and all that stuff. So I like that. But yeah, I'm kind of like I'm thinking back to the Genesis game, and there was that sort of that thing where you could just be walking along and you randomly get a mission if you wanted to take it, or you could just jump into a terminal and go into cyberspace for a while and see if you can like steal some information and find somebody you could sell it to, find the highest buyer and stuff like that. So it doesn't feel
This
like
is
this game has that.
this is the part where I try to pretend that I played the Genesis version of Shadowrun.
Well, I just described what I liked about it, so you don't have to worry about whether you played it or not.
Okay. Because the Super Nintendo version was better.
I never played the Super Nintendo version.
Oh my god. That's it.
Well, generally, the Genesis version was always better when you had games like that, so I just stuck with that.
They're so different though.
They are
like
completely different.
Yeah.
So I've never played it. It's kind of one of those games that it's like I should really play that someday, but I just never ever got around to it.
Yeah, I wonder if that holds up. That would be interesting to try. I can
But-
still hear the little title screen musical stinger in my head just thinking about it. That game was fantastic.
But the Steam game, the more recent one, I love the visuals.
Yes.
They did a great job capturing sort of the cyberpunk setting. And it's otherwise it's a really straightforward game. I really like the combat too. I like the whole sort of not real-time strategy. It's turn-based unit combat.
I'll tell you what I never really came to grips with. I really did like the combat because it was sort of strategy RPG style combat, which I like. But I never really came to grips with upgrading armor and material and weapons. That never made all that much sense to me. Or I never really had enough money to do anything significant with it. You know?
So you're talking about like when you
go into the
when you find a
underground there.
dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of present you with a million different options.
Yeah. And I never really knew what to do.
Well, and it totally has, from what it looks like to me, and like I said, I've only played it for an hour and a half, but it looks like to me that it has everything to do with how you've set your character up. right? Like, I mean, I haven't bought any guns yet because I didn't put any points into range combat at all. So I know that if I buy a gun, it's going to be useless right now. So I've been sticking to melee weapons. But it's kind of like you sort of start off with a certain type of character, but it's pretty quickly that you can start just pouring karma points into anything.
Right.
And I could see that totally kind of getting out of control. If you haven't decided what you're going to specialize in, you'll end up sort of being a jack of all trades, but not really great at anything, which is a way you can play as well, I guess. But, you know, I love that universe, and I think they captured it really well, and the game seems a little bit more linear than I expected, which, like I say, I prefer that because I want to play through it. But part of me is like, I wish that I could kind of, you know, go off and sort of search the Redmond Barrens and find different missions that I didn't know were there, and, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's a cool game, though. I'm glad it was made.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because it was such a sad thing to see how Microsoft handled that license.
Oof. Actually, that game was kind of fun, but yes, they did not handle that license well.
It wasn't Shadowrun.
No.
You know.
No.
So it was nice. It's nice to see that license come back because it's a great license.
Yep.
That's all I've really been playing this week.
Well, I've been playing Codename Steam on the 3DS.
Polygon said that's terrible. Just so you know.
Was that a provisional review though?
No.
We will change the score when I change my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Nintendo World Report actually delayed putting a score on that because they couldn't play the online mode until it got released, but nobody else seemed to mention that, so there you go. Anyway, I've only really played the stages that are also in the demo, which they make you replay.
Oh, really? You couldn't save? I thought you could save your progress in the demo.
I thought you could too, but I played the demo to the end, and I got the bonus gold and an extra weapon, but it didn't save my progress, which is very weird. So I don't know what the deal is there. But anyway, I've been replaying those levels, and it's a good refresher on that game, and it's a fun little game. I like the the weirdness of let's take some American folklore heroes and historical figures and mesh them into this universe that sort of looks like an American comic style in London, and it's just a very weird mashup of universes.
I thought the demo was really fun. It's a little, at least the demo was a little clunky.
Yeah.
It's still
compared to games like XCOM or other strategy RPGs.
Are you talking about the alien movement?
Just everything is a little bit slow and clunky.
Yeah, the alien movement meter is still like it was in the demo. Of course.
Would you say it is a horrifically dull debacle?
No.
Okay, so you disagree there.
That. Who said that?
That's the closer of the Polygon review. Yeah, actually, he says he didn't finish it, and it contains one of my favorite things that I've read in a review, which is saying something because, goddamn, I've read some shit in some reviews. But I was miraculously saved by review editor Arthur Geese, who said I didn't have to finish it, providing I just stopped whining about it. Great. Also, I didn't have to finish my vegetables, which was cool too. I could still have dessert. Thanks, Arthur.
Why would you put that? Why would you do that? Just
to drive home the fact that the game
because
sucks.
you round up all the pricks and you put them in a pen and you just let them say whatever they want. Polygon.com.
The 3D nubbin is real nice in Codename Steam.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
My
what.
nubbin's always been in 3D. I want you to know that.
You can flick that nubbin around and the camera goes this way and that. It's good. No, it's
a way to sell it.
Way to sell it, exactly.
I'm interested in that game, but I just can't bring myself to pay $40 for it.
I doubt it's going to go down in price.
I know it won't.
And actually,
but I'm just not.
Like you look at the amount of traffic that the official thread is getting on GAF, and you can use that as a sort of barometer for how this is going to go. It's only like 8 pages of posts. Like it is not
Really?
getting a whole lot of love
It's too
at
bad.
all. My guess is that this game is going to bomb pretty hard, and Nintendo will sweep it under the rug, and in about 10 years, everyone will hail its triumphant return.
Has anyone ever?
Good classic of the 3DS era? So there you go.
Huh.
I don't imagine this game will go down in price. I imagine it'll just disappear.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think it'll end up like Elite Beat Agents, where it suddenly becomes available everywhere for like $5?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But we'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see who turns out to be right.
Every now and again, as what was it? Rhythm Heaven had that
Yeah.
same sort of thing.
Yeah, Rhythm Heaven bombed hard, didn't it?
Sin and Punishment 2.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true too. Yeah.
quickly went on clearance, and you could find copies everywhere for $5-10. So you might, yeah, I wouldn't,
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing this.
All right. All right.
Just saying.
How
Just
about
saying.
we do some tweets? We've got a few of those.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Good idea, Archie. What was that? You do it.
Hey, Archie,
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
what's going on, Archie?
This is why Mike hasn't been here in 3 months.
No girl, for that matter.
All right. Hacker alias Adam Welker says.
Songs that made the hit parade.
You mean from Resident Evil?
That's Wesker.
Oh, sorry.
Are AR cards destined to be another forgotten Nintendo tech? Would be interesting to see something utilize them well.
Or a forgotten
Yeah, cards.
Sony tech, because didn't the Vita come with them as well?
It did.
Did.
Yeah.
It did indeed.
And
I
there
forgot
were
about them the minute
PS3
I
games
opened
that
them.
used them as well,
Yeah.
like iPet and Wonderbook and
Mhm.
other stuff.
Doesn't Invisimals use them?
Yes.
On
Yes.
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I've
AR.
never been into. I
think-
think I've opened each of those once and tried them once, and then put them back in the box and forgot about them.
I think it's
Wonderbook.
coming back with HoloLens from Microsoft.
Think so, do
There
you?
you go.
Mm.
That's if you think HoloLens will make it out.
Oh, yeah, as
The
soon as that
market
never
all.
comes out.
As soon as that never comes out, then AR is A-OK.
Yep.
Yeah. I played with the AR cards that came with the 3DS, and that was about it.
I think they're neat.
Anything
And I
else?
thought it was neat on the PS3 when they work, and they work sort of 68% of the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, your lighting has to be perfect. for
Oh,
this
yeah.
stuff to work.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, most of us don't live in places where the lighting is perfect.
I didn't.
I was as shocked as anyone.
Yes, exactly. I don't really like any of the games that have used the 3DS camera either. That Chibi Robo was kind of disappointing to me. Anyway.
You know, I'd like to retry some of those games with the new 3DS with the face tracking, because I mean the biggest problem I had with a lot of that stuff was, like, even using the AR cards on the original 3DS was just like, I need to move around and I can't keep it in the perfect position to get the 3D effect.
Mm.
So, whereas with the new 3DS, it seems like works pretty well. So, I don't know. I'm saying I'd like to retry that. It's interesting. The new 3DS wasn't packaged with them at all.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? See, there's how much I care about them.
They're in there.
Oh, are they in there? I didn't even
Yeah.
notice. Yeah.
At least I think they are. Pretty sure.
Oh, you don't know either.
I thought I
Jesus.
saw them in there. Pretty sure.
Obviously, you didn't
95%
take
sure.
them out and try them.
Either that, it may have been a deck of Uno cards that someone left in there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Love a good game of
AR Uno. That'd be interesting. All right. Let's move on to this next one from Hacker Alias JRT1138, who says, What do you consider finished when playing Lego games? I'm currently working towards Platinum on Lego Marvel PS4.
When I've seen every level once.
Yeah?
I used to 100% them, but the games have gotten so much bigger than they were back in the day. I have not 100%ed one in a while. So, I guess I'm kind of with Greg on that one.
All right.
Mike zoned out about 10 minutes ago.
I don't play those games, so the answer is when I don't buy them, I consider them finished.
Yeah. I see every level once. When I see the credits roll, that's when it's...
Yeah, I'm done.
Basically. All right. Hacker alias Dan Juco says, what's your favorite Western-based game? Like he says Red Dead games aside. Oh, crap. It just got harder.
Oh.
Mine is Konami's Sunset Riders. Bury me with my money.
That's a
I
good
was gonna
choice.
say Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders is good.
Yeah.
What about Mad Dog McCree? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mad Dog.
Way back in the day, after Dark Forces came out, LucasArts did a game, I think it was called Outlaw, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Outlaws, plural.
With a Z.
Yeah.
That game was pretty good.
You're all wrong, by the way. The best one was Time Traveler.
Is that the hologram one?
Hell yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Criminy! You should have used the time reversal cube!
I don't know, you're all wrong. The best one is Westerato from Adult Swim Games.
You're all wrong. The best one.
Coming soon to Steam.
The best one is Custer's Revenge for the Atari 2600. You know what, though?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm going to throw out the Gunman Clive games. Are both really good.
Yeah?
I like the Gunman Clive games. Let's see. The Dylan's Rolling Western games on the eShop are both actually pretty fun. Greg?
Mm-hmm.
You should. I'm surprised you have not said Freddy Farkas.
Oh.
No, Freddy Farkas.
No, I've never played that.
Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist by friend of the show and all-around genius Al Lowe, the Larry creator. So, just saying.
There was a Sierra game that was a Western besides that one. I can't remember the name of it though. I'd have to look it up.
I don't.
One of their
don't
old
recall.
school graphic adventures.
Right. Does Oregon Trail count?
I was wondering if we could say Oregon Trail.
Because Oregon Trail.
Good one, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going west, aren't you?
Yeah.
True.
It's a Western. Mike really liked that. Mike sounds like a seizure
I was
over
not
there.
expecting to get a geography lesson tonight. That's
Mike is-
fantastic. Fucking hell.
Mike was slowly drifting into a Muttley laugh there.
Yeah, that's great. So you know he's truly amused.
Yeah.
There you go.
Truly amused.
All right. Hacker alias Swim Odin.
Wait,
What?
Gold Rush.
What?
Gold Rush is the game I'm thinking of.
Oh, it's Gold Rush?
Yes, I used to play a lot of that when I was a kid.
I don't remember what that one was.
That's because nobody ever played it, but it was good.
How about Miner 2049er?
Oh, we don't even care anymore. We're just
It's kind of like the Old West, but in the
I
future.
loved Miner 2049er. That was a great
What about
Yes!
SteamWorld Dig?
Yes, it is.
SteamWorld Dig.
SteamWorld Dig is terrible.
First of all, it's not terrible. It's outstanding, but much like Miner 2049er, it's a neo-futuristic Western, yeah.
All right. What was I going to say? Hacker alias Swim Odin says, what would it take for the hosts to play a digital collectible card game like Hearthstone?
Like what?
Hearthstone.
Like what?
Hearthstone.
Okay, got it.
There we go. like Hearthstone.
I played Hearthstone and I didn't like it.
All right.
I played Card Fighters Clash. Does that count?
I did too.
Because Clash
I didn't
Fighter,
like that.
Clash Fighters Card
Yeah, that was
Fighters
the,
Clash.
Hong Kong knockoff.
If I might use a dirty word, Card Fighters Clash is fucking tits.
There's Muttley again.
Can this
Now
episode be over now?
Now with Penelope Pitstop out of the way, we can win the wacky races. Come, Muttley. I don't know. I don't know how Dirk Dastardly talks.
I was expecting one part of that. I wasn't expecting the other.
Yeah, same here.
All right.
I aims to please.
Yeah, I played some digital collect. I played Hearthstone a
Yeah.
little bit, a very little bit, and a couple. I played a couple on the iPhone as well. I would just don't talk about it on the show because it would bore
name
you.
one. Name one.
Name one. How
Name
about
one you
Rival
played.
Stars from
Rival Stars.
Pickpock makes it.
Ah.
It is a basketball game with cards.
I know you like Pickpock.
I do. They
I
are
know
fine people.
Do they make good games?
They make a good game. They make a real good
a-
game. It goes
a
down
good game?
smooth.
What would you
Many
say is
good-
their best game?
Actually,
name.
Is it My Condo or Robot
Name-
Unicorn Attack 2 or the Maze Runner game?
What about
Into
Extinction
Dead.
Squad?
Extinction Squad is real good. They make a lot of
Adventure-
good games.
Adventure Express? You think that one's pretty good?
Adventure Express, yeah.
How
They-
about the
they-
Oreo Twist, Lick, and Dunk?
That's a pretty good one too.
That's
Yeah.
not an Adult Swim game, though.
That's
So why do you
no.
care?
What? How dare you like other games? Yeah,
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Pickpock, they make good iOS games.
Hacker alias CA Euro Steppen says fruit in beer versus none.
Mike?
I would need a little more clarity on this. Like actual fruit or fruit flavored beer.
Like
I'm generally not a flavored beer kind of guy.
Because
I
flavor
usually
beer is
like
gross.
my beer to taste beer flavored. But
Yeah.
in the summer, I do enjoy a nice shandy. Like if you were to take, say, a nice wheat beer and throw some ice cubes in it and then pour a little grapefruit juice on top, you got yourself a refreshing beverage. So I vote for that.
The only thing I liked in what you
All
just
right.
described was the ice.
You don't like beer.
No, I'm not a beer fan.
You don't
I
like
don't,
grapefruit juice.
But I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing we
Not a big
agree
beer
on.
person either.
Flavored beer generally, crap.
Yeah, it's not good. Like
Wait.
people go wild
Like
over.
it
Oh, I
less.
got this Chipotle cocoa
Yeah.
coffee flavored beer. Why don't you
No.
squirt it up your ass to help you void your bowels?
I do.
I understand coffee grounds do that.
I do
Yeah.
like fruit in my wine though.
Grapes
Sure.
specifically.
Usually,
Yeah, that's a
Usually.
good call.
or if I'm making the toilet wine, I'll maybe toss some chopped up fermented apples in there.
In the toilet?
Add a little zing. Yeah.
All right.
Making the toilet wine.
All right then.
Awkward silence number 2.
Hacker alias out of time 88. That's an excellent hacker alias, by the way. Says,
Also, by the way, I'm pretty sure toilet wine, the name you're supposed to use for that is Pruno.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Pruno.
Pruno.
I enjoy a nice glass of Pruno with a
You make it in prison.
when I'm enjoying some long pig.
all right. He says, with all the PS4 titles slipping into 2016, is this holiday Microsoft's last shot at gaining real ground in this generation?
Last shot. Really? Is it that
Last
dire?
shot.
I'm
Is anything-
asking honestly because
Honestly,
I'm not really
is
paying attention to it.
anything ever that dire? Like,
Mm.
usually,
It's just video games, dude. Who cares?
I mean, you could have said, is the in 2007 2008, is this the last chance for the PS3 this generation? Like, and that still got pretty good. So is it the last gasp for Microsoft this year? I don't think so. They just have to have like a sustained lineup of good games to try to turn it around. Which didn't work for Nintendo very well.
Well, hey, there's
but
the Fast and the Furious update for Forza Horizon coming soon, so I'll be all over that.
Yeah.
Me and Kevin Larrabee, and no one else.
It's free though, right? I'll download that.
I think so.
I got Forza Horizon 2.
Forza Horizon?
Forza Horizon. Exactly. I'll be all over that.
Someday I'll play that other game you love so much that I still haven't opened.
Sunset Overdrive.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Old West game. Good folks at Konami. Yeah.
Yep, Sunset Overdrive. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias, Blind Guardian 12, who says, anyone on the podcast play Kick and Fennec? It was free on PS Plus in February.
No.
I think it's pretty good.
I have not tried it.
I did not.
Mike's left the show.
On the Vita. Did he leave the show, or is he just...
Probably grew bored with it.
Got that sexy avatar up on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this one then from Hacker Alias, the Real D Vance, who says, any recommendations of some Nintendo eShop gems that I should purchase for my new 3DS XL?
All the 3D classics, Sega 3D classics.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
There's Pushmo, which is a fantastic game. There's Harmonite from Game Freak. That is
I still haven't downloaded that, even though I've got it for free.
Oh, yeah?
Should do that sometime.
Let me see here.
Got all the Mega Man games on there. They're pretty awesome.
Let's see, you got VVVVVV.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a fantastic game.
You got Shovel Knight.
Also great.
You got Cave Story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got Pushmo for sure. You got Don't listen to Greg. You got SteamWorld Dig.
Don't waste your money on that. Keep going.
Harmonite. You got Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
Don't waste your money on that.
That's free, though.
That's free, though. Chump.
Nah, just don't waste
your
money.
You got Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Steel Diver Sub Wars.
Not so much.
I haven't played it yet, but I've heard really good things about Attack of the Friday Monsters.
Yes, that is really good too.
Picked that up on sale. You got the Mighty Switch Force games. You got Mutant Mud.
Mighty Switch Force is great.
Yeah, that's on sale this week with the Way Forward.
Phil, have you played Zeo Drifter yet?
What's that?
Have you tried Zeo Drifter yet?
No, I really want to though.
To get that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's coming out on Vita and PS4 now too.
Yeah.
At least I.
Yeah, Mutant Muds, the Gunman Clive games are really great.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got here? The Dylan's Rolling Westerns are both fun.
You said those.
Did I say those already? Did Ali Ali just came out, actually. The first Ali Ali just came out.
I think we've probably given them enough to get started.
There's a lot there.
And there's Picross games, too.
Yep.
If you like that sort of thing.
Which you should. There are 5 different Picross E1, Picross E2.
I need to get number 5. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, Picross E1 through 5. There's also Mario's Picross on Game Boy Virtual Console as well.
And if you don't have Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, or Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, you should get those immediately.
So, word up.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, you got your Shantae games. Yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff.
You know what? On the Game Boy Virtual Console, get Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong 94.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get the Game Boy Donkey Kong. I know it's, again, not an eShop game, but...
I'm going to throw this out there. Gargoyle's Quest.
I will back you up on that. Gargoyle's Quest is fantastic. I'd say get Donkey Kong before Gargoyle's Quest, but get both of them. Game Boy games are
then.
cheap. Game Boy games are cheap.
True. Hacker alias NCS115 says, "Do you guys have a review that, in hindsight, you would change? Star Fox Adventures, anyone?" For the record, I'm not changing that.
I would have lowered my score on
Don't say it.
Mario Sunshine.
Hmm.
Oh, there you go.
And that's not to say that I think it's a bad game, but I think I was nicer to it than I really felt about it, because I think I gave it a 9.5.
Is
A little lower.
this guy suggesting that CJ should raise his Star Fox Adventure score?
It would seem that way.
Because that's dumb.
Because I would not do
DJ
that.
CJ was the only person who was right about
Fox
that
Adventure
game.
was a terrible game.
It was.
Yeah.
Of course, CJ, what did you give Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah,
what's up with that?
I may have to adjust my Donkey Kong 64 review.
Yeah.
I did at the time like that game, but
It's still hurts me to this day. I gave Guitar Man a lower score than I should have. Yeah. I mean, I didn't give it a bad score, certainly.
See, that was one of those games that was hard to score, though, because the game itself is like extremely charming. It's a lot of fun. You can play it over and over again, but it's really short, and there's nothing to sort of shore up the content in it. So,
Right.
I mean, I assume that you sort of tackled reviews the same way most of us did back in the day, which was it's still a product review, and it was a
Right.
full-price game. It's like, I love everything
Yeah.
about this game, and it's still really expensive for what it is.
But
Yeah.
you know what happened was, I ended up replaying that. I've replayed Guitar Man like
Same here.
dozens of times, just
Yeah.
like start to
Yeah.
finish, and every time I end up finding some little detail that I end up just making the game that much more enjoyable or charming.
yeah.
But and it's like, man, I really wish I could have gone back and re-reviewed that game after having played through it a few dozen times.
After
over the
having it
course.
latch onto your soul and
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
having
that's
having
understandable.
having the music, become more familiar to me. That I actually know the songs well, as opposed to
I
I
still
just
remember.
played through 'em.
CJ, you reviewed that in EGM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you, me, and Jeannie, I think, were the
That's
reviewers.
correct.
And I still remember taking it home and playing it over a weekend and coming in on Monday, and all three of us just being totally nuts about the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's so much better than I expected.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's short.
Such a good game, though.
I think we said this is such an amazing game, but it's short in all of our reviews.
Probably.
Man, when's that coming out on a PS2 Classic?
That should come back.
Yeah,
Get a remastered version of that.
I don't even need a remastered version. Just
There was the
Put it
PSP
out.
version.
There was a Vita version, yeah.
don't. Well, there's a PSP version.
Yeah, but that would, if it's digital, you could play it on the Vita, right?
I don't think it is digital. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna check that out right now.
There you go.
Because I'll buy it again.
I'd buy that again too.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I would get that too, just to have it on my system. It's gonna turn
Have it
into
on-
us seeing if we can find the.
On my PlayStation TV.
Let's see
That'd be
here.
good. Well, we had a tweet from Mike, but who
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know what
Mike-
happened to him.
I don't
He
know.
sent out an email saying that he had to step away, so
Okay.
he's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
No, he said he's sending his audio your way.
Okay. I did not get that email. Oh well.
He
Maybe
sent
my
it to
email's
Phil
slow.
only.
All right. I guess is that it?
guess.
If it is, there's one thing I do want to do. I want to send a shout out to the guys at SegaDoes.com. Which, Phil, I don't know if you've heard of that website.
No. Let's see here.
They're basically doing kind of the same thing that I am, but it's just written reviews.
You guys knock it off. Stewart's doing this. He doesn't
But
need
they're
your
going-
help. You guys friggin' stop it, or we're coming for you.
So anyway, they
Wow.
started actually with the SG-1000, which was Sega's first system.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go.
Um,
Keep going, guys. You're fine.
And it's a really well done site. Really interesting reviews. They're pretty short, so they're easy to sort of get through a bunch of them. And the dude writing them doesn't feel like he's so interesting that he has to write 2,000 words about everything. So I really appreciate that.
That's good.
But they have a podcast as well, the Sega Does podcast, and in the most recent one, they actually talked about Generation 16
Oh, cool.
and
Awesome.
sent their listeners that way. And I've had an influx of viewers that have said that I came here through Sega Does. So I just want to thank those
Nice.
guys for the mention and send it back that way. If you have not checked out that website or that podcast, definitely go give it a listen if you're a Sega fan. Obviously, it's the same guy who did the full did review of every single NES game years ago. Questicle, I think it was called, or something like that.
Okay.
So anyway, after he was done with that, he has like almost zero Sega experience. So his next project is Sega Does. So it's pretty cool.
Guitar Man Lives on PSN
Yeah.
in Japan only. So, there we go.
So
No.
here we go, Chris. Time to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Genie gave Guitar Man a 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
You gave Guitar Man a 7,
Ooh.
and
Hey, on
I
the
gave
EPM scale, that's still good.
Guitar Man a 6.
Wow.
Oh.
Dang,
Yeah,
you guys.
I don't have the review text in front of me, but I have the scores.
I thought Genie lowballed it there. Man. This is your new
EPM scale, that's still north of average. So, just saying.
Mhm.
Just saying.
that's still
A little embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh well.
man, this is your new Chrono Cross, Greg.
Yeah, how would you change your Chrono Cross review there?
Yeah, I go lower.
Boom. Dun dun dun. All right. I guess that's it.
We're done.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna try that again.
Real quick.
Alrighty, and that is
CJ,
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I just found out
Mhm.
Stewart is mentioned on TV tropes for Chrono Cross.
Nice.
There's a
That's good.
yeah.
I think I'm on there for something else as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Nice.
I think it was
Okay.
for writing somewhere once that Ridge Racer was a pack-in for the PlayStation 1, where that wasn't never the case.
Right. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information, our blog entries, mostly about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Mm-hmm.
And Generation 16 episodes as well.
Go check out episode 15. It's really good.
It is. I will
There
back
you
that
go.
up.
You'll also find a message board where you can discuss this very episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99
Cheap.
to pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you all-in-one touch communication with us via the email and the Twitters and the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, Player One Podcast iPhone application available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You can find that right over there in the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher. We're also on Steam groups. You can go like us on Facebook. You can see an archives of some of our video podcasts on the YouTubes, youtube.com/P1Podcast. You can also watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes as well. Just follow our Twitter account to find out when we'll be broadcasting our next live show. You can support us with your hard-earned dollars and cents or euros or rupees or Zenny at Patreon. Head over to patreon.com. Is it just /P1 Podcast?
That
CJ?
is correct. Yeah.
/P1 Podcast. And you know what? If you like what Greg's doing right now with his hands, you can give him. That's not what I was talking. There we go. Head over to generation-16.com. There's a link to Greg's Patreon for that wonderful, wonderful YouTube series. That that you know what, and if any game publishers are out there right now wondering what the best way to format an email so that Greg will cover your game on Generation 16. Don't worry about it. Just send him a free game. He doesn't care if it's
First of all, you should open it by saying salutations, Gregory Stewart, and then include the Steam code or digital code of your choice in there. That's
and I don't have a Patreon, but you know, feel free to just send a check my way. I don't care. I don't care. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post my Amazon wish list on Twitter. You guys can.
Yeah.
I love whenever I crack a joke like that. CJ always thinks I'm going to actually do it.
I'm just waiting for you to actually do it. One of these days, it's going to happen.
One of these days, I'm going to decide I need to get paid for this. But
right.
That's all our plugs, right?
That is. That's
I
it.
think so.
Okay, CJ.
Yes.
CJ.
Yeah.
How do you like the Ethernet cable?
I
for you?
like it.
Phil, it's like
Especially-
night and day.
Especially because it's purple. That's
right.
a fantastic color to have in an Ethernet cable.
For those who have not been following Twitter and such, I finally upgraded and got an Ethernet cable this past week. 75 feet of purple goodness hanging up, stringing along
That's
my
why you've been
ceiling.
smiling all day.
I'm feeling pretty pleased as punch. So now I'm hardwired, and let me tell you, the pornographs download so much faster
The
now.
cable pays for itself, really.
It really has. I mean, just like about a gallon today alone after hooking the thing up. It's fantastic. Greg,
Yo.
what are your favorite pornographs that you use Ethernet for?
I got nothing.
Okay. Well, you know what though? It was nice seeing you.
I never really look at the titles. It's nice seeing you too.
And it was nice having Mike here for a little while.
It was. It was great.
Maybe if we all cross our fingers and believe in fairies, he'll show up next week as well.
That's right.
And
Out.
is that?
And that's it.
That's that.
It's that
Next week.
Talk at
See
you
you next
all
week.
next week.
jerks.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Toodle-oo.